Welcome to the Magic Portal, where we dive deep into the mysteries, magic, and untold stories of the wizarding world. Today we're exploring an alternate reality where Voldemort won. What would happen if the Dark Lord triumphed? Let's step through the portal and find out.
Do it!
Imagine a world where Voldemort triumphed. A world where Harry Potter failed to defeat the Dark Lord in their final battle. What would become of the wizarding world? How would life look under Voldemort's rule? Today we're diving into this dark, twisted reality to uncover what would happen next in a world ruled by the Dark Lord. J.K. Rowling has shared that Voldemort's rise to power wasn't just about defeating Harry, but about complete control over both the magical and Muggle worlds. After Harry's defeat at the Battle of Hogwarts, Voldemort would have fully consolidated his power. With no one left to challenge him, the Death Eaters would take over the Ministry of Magic, this time with no resistance. The Ministry, which once upheld magical law and order, would be transformed into a tool of oppression. Even before Voldemort's rise, he had already infiltrated key parts of the Ministry. But now, under his complete rule, the very structure of magical government would crumble. The pure-blood ideology would become law, with Muggle-borns treated as slaves or worse. This would usher in an era of brutal oppression, where pure-blood families like the Malfoys would rise to unprecedented power and those of less worthy bloodlines would be hunted down. According to the lore J.K. Rowling has revealed, Voldemort's hatred for Muggles wasn't just an afterthought, it was at the core of his ideology. With no opposition, Voldemort would not only subjugate the magical world, but also launch a campaign of terror against the Muggle world. From the Ministry, the Death Eaters would spread their control, targeting Muggle cities and populations. Imagine the chaos as Muggles, with no defenses against magic, are suddenly hunted by dark wizards. Rowling has also highlighted Voldemort's ambition to make the magical world supreme. His regime would be one of fear, with pure-blood families like the Malfoys enjoying power, while Muggle-borns and blood traitors like the Weasleys would be hunted down. Hogwarts too would become a breeding ground for future Death Eaters. The school would no longer be a place of learning, but a training ground for dark magic. The once great institution would be twisted into a place where fear, control, and cruelty are the new normal. Young witches and wizards would be indoctrinated into the ways of the dark arts from an early age, creating an entire generation of ruthless magical enforcers. If you're enjoying this dive into the wizarding world, don't forget to subscribe to the Magic Portal. We have plenty more magical mysteries and theories to uncover, and you don't want to miss them. In Voldemort's regime, magical creatures and beings that were once neutral or even friendly to wizards could either become allies or enemies. Dementors, who had already been aligned with Voldemort, would likely play a larger role in controlling the population. Their presence, combined with the threat of the unforgivable curses, would ensure obedience. Imagine a world where Dementors patrol every street, ensuring that even the slightest resistance is met with the most soul-crushing punishment. Werewolves like Fenrir Greyback would also find a place in Voldemort's new world, preying on Muggles and half-bloods alike. Rowling has explored the twisted psyche of creatures like Greyback, who relished violence. In this dark timeline, individuals like Greyback would rise to power, terrorizing the wizarding world for sport, creating chaos and fear wherever they went. But could there still be hope? Key figures like Neville Longbottom, who played a pivotal role in resisting Voldemort during the Battle of Hogwarts, might still offer hope in this dark future. Neville and other surviving members of Dumbledore's army could become symbols of resistance. They would operate in secret, perhaps using enchanted locations like the Room of Requirement, which once served as a refuge for those opposing the Carrows and other Death Eater instructors. As long as there are witches and wizards willing to fight, Voldemort's rule wouldn't go unchallenged. The deep-rooted magical traditions of Hogwarts would remain a beacon of hope. And it's likely that these traditions, combined with the courage of students like Neville, could spark a new rebellion. Deep within the bowels of Hogwarts, the legacy of Dumbledore's army could live on, fighting to take back the world from Voldemort's reign of terror. Another key element from Rowling's lore is Voldemort's reliance on his Horcruxes. Even though he might have won, his soul remains fractured. While Horcruxes grant immortality, they also come with a price: Voldemort's diminishing humanity. Could this be his downfall? In this timeline, it's possible that a new generation of wizards, perhaps led by Hermione Granger or Luna Lovegood, could discover the secret to destroying these Horcruxes and begin to chip away at Voldemort's power. But even if Voldemort's rule endured, such tyranny is never sustainable. The Dark Lord's obsession with power and immortality would eventually create cracks in his empire. Death Eaters, driven by fear rather than loyalty, could begin to turn against him. Pure-blood families might seek to secure their own power and betray Voldemort when it suits them. Magical stories, like the one of Regulus Black, show that even within the darkest ranks, there is potential for rebellion. Imagine a scenario where the Malfoys, no longer bound by Voldemort's terror, secretly begin to work with the Resistance. Draco Malfoy, once a loyal servant of the Dark Lord, might even rise as an unlikely hero seeking redemption for his family. In a world where betrayal is a constant threat, Voldemort's iron grip could begin to falter, with alliances shifting and power slipping through his hands. The very forces that helped him rise to power might become the forces that bring him down. In the end, a world where Voldemort won would be a world of endless darkness and fear, but even the darkest night has a dawn. History shows us that no regime, no matter how powerful, lasts forever. Voldemort's arrogance and belief in his own invincibility would eventually be his undoing. Whether it's through rebellion, betrayal, or the destruction of his Horcruxes, his downfall seems inevitable. Thanks for watching this journey into the dark side of Harry Potter's world. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more magical theories, alternate realities and lore, make sure to subscribe to The Magic Portal. Don't forget to like the video and hit the notification bell to never miss a step through the portal into the wizarding world. See you in the next adventure.